Hi there and welcome back to Pianoly. Because getting started on the piano can feel super overwhelming, where do you even begin? I totally get it. In today's video, we're gonna go over all of the main steps that you must start with in order to get started on the piano. That way, you know exactly what to do and you have less stress and confusion and can just move on to playing your favorite songs. And yes, I changed the lighting a little bit in here, so let me know what you think. Let me know in the comments. And if you'd like to go from zero to playing your favorite songs on the piano in months, not years, I highly recommend hitting the subscribe button because I post new videos every week. All right, so let's dive into these steps. The very first step is you have to get a piano or a keyboard. Now, most people these days opt for a keyboard. Of course, a piano is going to be a great choice. One thing you're going to have to think about is that you have to tune that piano, and it's hard to move pianos. So most people do opt for a keyboard, and I get a lot of questions about that. So the main thing you want to do is make sure there are 88 weighted keys. There are 88 keys on a piano, on a real piano that is. So that's why you want to have 88 keys, and you want to make sure that the keys are weighted. And what do I mean by that? That means when you press the key down, there's some weight to it. It will say it in the description of whatever keyboard you're looking at. So make sure it says it's weighted or it's hammer style. That is the exact type that you want to have. Why? Because if you have an unweighted keyboard, you're not going to be able to develop good technique. And honestly, if you have no weight to your keys, you're going to mess up a lot. It's easy to mess up on keys that have no weight. So definitely get weighted keys, that's the most important thing. You also want to get a good and the correct kind of sustain pedal. I'll link some below in the description, but it's going to want to look like this, not like a button like this. You want it to look like this. All right, number two, now that you've got your keyboard or your piano, we need to get into the right mindset. We're going to set an intention. Now what you're going to do is you're going to get a sheet of paper and you're going to write your goals down on that sheet of paper, and you're gonna put that everywhere you go. You're gonna put it on your refrigerator, you're gonna put it on your piano, you're gonna put it on the mirror you look at when you first wake up in the morning. It needs to be everywhere because so many people quit learning the piano. They kind of jump into it because they're excited, but what's gonna happen is sometimes you are going to get into a slump. Think about it with exercise. Everybody's hitting the gym in January, but come February, half those people are gone. It's the same for the piano. You start off excited, but you need to have some discipline to keep going. So put your goals all over your home, and also get out your calendar and schedule out when you are going to practice every day. The more you practice, the better. Don't just practice one day for 5 hours. Practice as many days as you possibly can because muscle memory is so important when you're learning the piano. So get your calendar out, block out different times for how long you're gonna practice. So at least show up between 10 minutes and an hour. As many days as possible, block it off in your calendar and treat it as if it's an appointment that you must go to, no questions asked. Another thing that's really helpful is you can download my free piano practice planner. The link is in the description below. In that planner, it helps you get started on the piano, and it also shows you exactly how to set goals. And I even have a place for you to write down your big goals that you put all over the house. And I show you different ways where you can schedule out your practice and how to really know exactly what to practice. So that's in my free practice planner. Once you've got your keyboard and your mindset's all good, set up that space where your keyboard is to be a place you love to be. So in this photo right here, you can see I've gotten these cool new lights, and I use it also when I'm playing the piano. It just sets a really cool atmosphere when I'm playing. But if you don't want to get lights, you can get a candle, you can have a cup of tea, you can have a cup of coffee. Just do something to make it where that space is very inviting and a place you want to be. Before I get into what exactly to practice when you sit down at the piano, let me know in the comments, are you planning to start learning this year? Or if you've already started, let me know how long have you been learning the piano. Let me know in the comments below. Now we're gonna get into what actually to do on the piano itself to get started. So let's dive in. The first thing you need to do is learn the keys. So many people skip this and I don't have time for it. You're not gonna skip this, are you? You're not gonna skip this. You're not gonna skip this. All right, so if you look at the keys, the piano is in sets of 2s and 3s with the black keys. And we're gonna use those to navigate around the piano. So what you're gonna notice is underneath every set of 2 on the piano is always gonna be the notes C, E, D, underneath the set of 2. And underneath the set of 3 is always gonna be F, G, A, B. So write that down and memorize the keys. I'm not playing around. I do not want you to get a piece of tape and label the keys or anything like that. You're going to memorize them. All right, after you've learned the keys, from this point you can go a couple of different ways when you're learning the piano. Usually if you take private lessons, a teacher's gonna use a method book, kind of like these, and it's gonna take you down the traditional path, which is gonna have you learning a lot of different children's songs, and it's going to take forever to learn the piano. I'm just being honest. I was one of those piano teachers too until I couldn't take it anymore, and neither could my students, so that's why my YouTube channel exists. So what I do on my YouTube channel or in my online course, I teach chords first. And the reason I teach chords first is because all the songs that you really love in the world, the Beatles, Billy Joel, Elton John, they are playing chords. So why don't regular piano teachers teach chords first? Some of them do, most of them don't. It's a lot more fun for an adult to start off with chords. So in this video, I'm going to teach you a couple of chords so that you can get started. In popular music, there is a chord progression that is used all the time, and it goes like this. And you can find it in so many different songs like Let It Be, I'm Yours by Jason Mraz, and like zillions of other songs. So I'm going to teach you these chords first. But you might be asking, what is a chord? And a chord is basically notes that are being played at the same time, and they all have different names like C major, C minor, D major, D minor, and so on. So for example, the C major chord starts on the note C, and the rest of the notes are C, E, G. So the C major chord is always C, E, G, C, E, G. In our left hand, what you can do is you can either play one note, for example, C, or you could play a fifth. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. C to G is a fifth. So you could go like this. So that's what I would do if I was just starting out. So here's C major. The next chord is going to be G major. Easy as pie. You just find G, stack it up. Here's G major, G, B, D. Let's put in our fifth in our left hand. Bam. And then my next chord is going to be A minor. Find A. And then just stack them up, A, C, E. Let's do our fifths. And then we're gonna learn F, find the F key, F, A, C, and then we're gonna play the fifth in our left hand. So we've got C, G, A minor, F. Now with this knowledge, you can play seriously thousands of songs. I'm gonna show you exactly how. There is a very nifty website called ultimateguitar.com, and at the top you can search for different songs. So I'm gonna do I'm Yours by Jason Mraz, and you can click around and see the piano chords like this written out for you in case you don't know what they are. And then all you have to do is see the lyrics of the song and play the chord where it lines up with the lyrics. So for example, but I won't hesitate no more, no more, it cannot wait, I'm yours. It's a lot more entertaining than... I could dive so deep into chords, but I highly recommend just checking out this video, and it's gonna teach you like all of the main chords in music and how to build them and how to play them. So I highly recommend watching this video. And because learning piano has a lot of steps and a lot of different ways you can learn it, I highly recommend watching my free training. In this free training, I show you the exact steps that I take my students through to help them go from zero to playing their favorite songs fast. I've done a lot of research, I've tested the program on a lot of different students, so I highly recommend watching that free training so that you know exactly what steps to take as you're starting to learn the piano. And before you head out, be sure to hit the subscribe button and like if you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time.